It's Wulf, and it is the follow-up to the video where I showed all of my cassettes, and one of the main reasons why I had made that video, as I said in the beginning of that video, was that I mostly just wanted to have an excuse to make something with an older camcorder of mine. And I wanted to explain how I did that because it was kind of a long setup, and just talk about some of the camcorders I have real quick. So I have seen a little bit of a trend with like people wanting to make videos look like old camcorder stuff, and it's like, oh, how do you make it look like a 90s camcorder? The easiest way to do that is just to get a 90s camcorder, or whatever era camcorder or camera you want to get. I mean, they can be expensive sometimes, but if you get one, they're not that hard to use with modern software and stuff. It's not super challenging to like get that video off of there. So anyway though, to get into it, the camera that I used to record that video was my dad's old camcorder, a Panasonic Camcorder IQ. Had this thing forever. My dad had this thing forever. He gave it to me one time when I went to visit him, and yeah, I think one time I went to visit him and I was like, hey, do you still have your camcorder? And he went and he found it. He was like, yeah, you want it? And I was like, heck yeah, I want it. As I mentioned in the cassette video, that one actually has a little bit of an issue though, where it doesn't want to record to cassettes. Like if I put a VHS-C cassette into there, it will actually shut itself off. I think something with like a motor or something, like I don't know what's wrong with it, but it does that. But the video output on it still works fine. So I hooked this up to a capture card of mine, to my Elgato Game Capture HD, actually, because it has composite compatibility. And let me grab that. So I hooked that camcorder up to this with this, and I used that to record that video like I was capturing from a game, even though it was actually what the viewfinder was seeing. That's why there was some extra stuff on screen during that video. The thing is, I had to kind of Frankenstein this whole setup to get it to work because I didn't have everything for this. So another thing with this camcorder is the battery is dead, and I don't have any backup batteries. So a while ago, back like when the pandemic started and I was like bored out of my mind, or actually right before the pandemic started, I had bought another VHS-C camcorder. This is a JVC one. I had bought this because I have a bunch of VHS-C tapes from when I was a kid that would be nice to digitize someday. And this camcorder has the issue with the battery thing, and also the not staying on if there's a tape inserted. This one, so far as I know, still works fine. But the nice thing about that one was that it actually allowed me to use the original one from my dad because it came with this, which is a wall outlet thing. So this actually allows you to plug this into here, which is the battery charge. You plug this into here on the side of it. You don't actually put it into the tray. And long story short, it goes like wall to here to battery thing to camcorder. And even though it came with this one, it works with that one as well. So I was able to use that to power up this camcorder. And so now, even though I can't use this to record to an actual VHS-C tape, I can still power it on and use it for other stuff, anything that I can do with like just the viewfinder. So that solved that issue. But then I ran into another issue, which was that I didn't have a composite cable that wanted to work with this, because this didn't come with the same type of composite cable. So I needed a composite cable, and that's where a third camcorder of mine comes in. This one is a DVC JVC camcorder. This one belongs to my mom, and she gave me it a while ago, and it's a lot tinier. The video quality is actually about the same as these other ones though, even though it records onto a different medium. And I haven't really used that one that much, but it did have the correct type of cable that I needed, because the Panasonic one that I have has like a headphone jack type of video cable, so it came with the right type of cable. So I had to pretty much use all of this stuff, except for these actual two camcorders, but the stuff from these two camcorders to record that video and that one. It sounds complicated. It wasn't really too complicated. And then I also, while I was grabbing that stuff, I just pulled out some other stuff I thought was interesting. So this is a DVC tape. It's still sealed. That's what that uses. And this is a VHS-C tape, significantly more chunky. That's what these two camcorders use. So that is how I recorded that video. And again, if you're interested in making videos that look like they're from the 90s or the 80s or the 2000s or whatever time period, it really is easiest to just get the actual equipment for that rather than try and use filters or anything. I mean, you can do it. Pro tip is probably just to like turn down the resolution. That'd probably be the biggest thing to help. But it really is better to just get like equipment from them if you from that time period if you can, because it's just gonna look exactly like it did, because that's the type of stuff you were using. And actually, some of these old camcorders have really good video quality, despite only recording in like 480i or 480. Well, yeah, I guess it would have just been 480i. maybe 480p. But anyway, so that is the behind the scenes of how I made that cassette video. Thanks for watching. See you guys in other stuff in the future, and bye-bye.